Greetings and peace. I hope you and yours are doing well today, wherever you might be watching this from. Now, the title of today's video and discussion will be that in order for your Masonic journey and success to be in a good way, you must have a positive attitude, effort, intention, and choose the right lodge for yourself. When one joins the path of Freemasonry or any initiatic path, you're joining for the purpose of finding answers in your life, or how to be a good human being, how to be a good brother, good father, good husband, good friend, just a good human being in society who wants to leave this world in a better condition than you had found it in. So ultimately, you search for different paths, different truths that are out there, and everyone is teaching you the truth in their own unique way because of the oneness of it all. Because you have many paths, one mountaintop, but many different paths leading up to that same destination, to that light. So when we come to the aspect of Freemasonry, which many men are attracted to, you have the aspect of making sure that if you ensure your longevity in terms of the spiritual journey, there are many factors that you must look at. So we're going to analyze each of them step by step, and I offer my own interpretation, and anything I say here is under free speech and under as a free man, and I do not represent any Grand Lodge statements or opinions. I'm only representing myself. So that out of the way. So the main thing that we look at is the intention. Why is it that you're joining any path that you're joining? Even myself, I'm part of Sufism as well. Why did I join Sufism and Freemasonry? That was because to become a better human being and to get the moral lessons and spiritual lessons which I could apply to my life. Anywhere where you find light in your life, no matter what path it is, accept it and honor it, as even Manly Palmer Hall and William Preston from England said that the true Mason finds light at every altar, and there's no prejudice that bounds him to anything. So it's just like myself. When I came to this country, I saw the oneness of the human family. I used to go to the Quran class the same day. I used to go to the Bible classes the same day, because I knew everyone was teaching the truth in their own way. So why not share the joy and happiness and love amongst the human family? And that's what I found in Freemasonry, where Jews, Muslims, Christians, Hindus, where else in the world could we come together and love one another? And our brotherhood and our tenets are an example to humanity that if we can do it, why can't you? So that's my intention of exemplifying this brotherhood's values to humanity. Some people, they have different intentions, and ultimately they join, they get disappointed, and they leave because they watch the stuff on the internet, the misinformation that's out there. And this is a lot of the ignorance that I have to deal with the Pakistani community as well, where they think once you become a Freemason, you have power, you have connections, you know people. That's incorrect, because your Freemason that's out here, he's trying to work hard, pay his bills, make an honest living, just like how you are. Only difference is that you're on a path which you're not expecting anything back but moral lessons. If you're joining a path and think that you're going to get favors and power and they're going to help you get a job or do all of this stuff, then you already dug that hole of disappointment for yourself. And that's where I've seen that pattern of a lot of guys thinking that, hey, maybe they'll help me out with my citizenship issue, maybe they'll help me out with a job, they'll help me out with this. That's not the case, because you already joined with the wrong intention when you were told that it's a path of spiritual fulfillment and enlightenment. So you have no one to blame but yourself on that front. If you join not just Freemasonry, but any path that's out there, if you join it for the wrong reasons, ultimately you fail yourself. So you have to be honest with yourself. That's what, basically, in order to know God, you have to know thyself. That's what the Sufi teachings is, and ultimately that's what the Masonic teachings are. To find the oneness of God in your heart, and to find it in all humanity that walks this earth. So it's your intention that matters. Intention is the main thing. Who, what, where, and why. Who are you, what do you stand for, and what are you here to contribute to any said path or your life in general, or to your family? So, that being that, now we move on to the aspect of effort. Now, any job or organization or anything that you get involved in, including Freemasonry, if you're not going to put in the effort, then you're not going to get anything. If I'm just sitting here in my house all day and I'm not going out there trying to make a living or trying to do anything, it's not going to just come to me. It says that in all the holy books. It says that in the Holy Bible. God will only help you if you help yourself. It says that in the Holy Quran, that man can only have what he strives for. So you can only get out of this life what you put into it. God has given you the free will to carry out your life how you choose to. Whether it's good, bad, medium, it's you. You have to decide with your effort that if, let's say, you're in a specific lodge and you don't like the way that things are, then you be the change, you be the effort and trendsetter. I mean, look at me. I'm just a 29-year-old kid from Pakistan. First person in my family to join. I have a YouTube channel, like 1,300 plus subscribers. Never would have imagined that I, would have did it. And I put out so many countless videos connecting Freemasonry to different religions and traditions, and even bridging the gap between Islam and Freemasonry, where many were ignorant about the fact that both paths are basically one and the same. And so many Muslim people reached out to me saying, thank you. You cleared up so many misconceptions I had. So if I didn't see anybody else doing it, I did it. And many of them actually ended up joining many initiatic paths, including Freemasonry. So God used me for something to lay that foundation for them, including the aspect of me writing a book. So I have a book, I have a YouTube channel, I'm speaking at all of these different places and events. Why? Because I love what this brotherhood stands for. And I want future generations to know what it's about and how its values could help our social issues today. So, the aspect of putting in the effort is important. If any organization you're in, no matter where you are, if you don't see nobody doing it, you do it yourself. That's why you're the builder, right? The mason and the builder. So if you're not going to do it, then that means you're cheating yourself. So you have to make the effort, put in the work, no matter who, what, where, or why. It's better to you being the trendsetter and you achieving success with a smile on your face is a better result and gives you better sleep at night than pointing fingers at, this person or that person, saying, oh, they're not doing what I want to see, or I'm wasting my time and money. But you're also wasting your time criticizing them. Why don't you do something about it? So this is someone telling you, someone who has entered this fraternity, left it, came back to it, and has experienced it in more than one country. So I guess I do have a little bit of idea of what I'm talking about maintaining that positive attitude and putting in the effort if no one else is doing it. So you be the change you wish to see in the world, as the famous quote goes. So moving on to the aspect of, now we covered intention, we covered effort, now we come to the aspect of attitude. Now that's anywhere. If let's say at a job, you're at a workplace, you're dealing with family matters, personal matters, any situation where you're in where people are losing their wits, but you can keep yours, that's the successful sign of a true Mason and true builder and the true Sufi, or any path that you follow. You represent its ultimate pure truth. If you're always in a negative attitude and in anger all the time, then how can you achieve the things that you want to achieve? You cannot. This life, the ultimate truth is that, like the black and white Masonic tile system, order out of chaos. Sometimes you got to fall down in order to get back up. Batman had to fall down in that cave. He climbed up several times. He fell down, but he did not give up. He kept going, and ultimately he reached the mountaintop. So you have to keep a positive attitude in life. Give yourself affirmations each day, knowing who I am, what I stand for, what I need to do. And it's just the truth. You could be at a church, a mosque, at your job, with your family. Good and bad times come everywhere. I've seen it, experienced it in more than one country, one culture. God has given me the privilege to see life in the East and the West, and how these different cultures interact with each other, how they're similar with each other, how they're different from each other. So ultimately your attitude, not just dealing with the Masonic journey or spiritual journey, but anything in general, your attitude, my friends, is what will carry you either to success or to stagnancy or mediocrity. That's up to you how you choose to approach things. And ultimately, anything that will come to your life as a challenge, mostly it depends on your reaction. Do you let someone or something get under your skin in moments of trials and tribulations, or do you overreact or lose your cool, lose your temper, and boom, whatever you did, you just threw it all away? So you gotta maintain a positive attitude in times of happiness, peace, war, trials, tribulation. It's that moment of smiling that will carry you forward. And a great example that I could give is one of my great friends. He has a shop not too far away from where I live, and when a lot of the riots were happening due to social issues, people came and they busted up his store and took everything. And he had insurance, thankfully, like many others did. But at the same time, what stood out to me was when I went to go see him, while the store was all busted up with the windows shattered, and I looked at him and he was smiling. And I'm like, just look at this great human being with a positive attitude who probably suffered so much loss, but he's smiling. And I said, "What? How do you stay like that?" And he said, "I have every reason to smile because God woke me up today. If He woke me up today, that means I still had a purpose in my life and I was needed for something. Anything after that, whether it was a loss or an achievement, then that basically is a bonus. So anything after waking up is a bonus for you, because that means God deemed you worthy enough that you still had a purpose, that you woke up to serve humanity, serve yourself, serve your fellow man, and you're here as long as you're needed. Some people leave at a young age, some leave at a middle age, some leave at an old age. You're here as long as you're needed, not a second more, not a second less." And that's what I really admired about him, which I applied to my Masonic journey, that his whole world was turned upside down, but he was smiling, he was happy, because he knew that trusting God and trusting in the positive affirmations and attitude and not giving a reaction in moments of trials and tribulations, and knowing good times, bad times come, that's the secret to success. And you look at him, I go look at him now, his place is 10 times better than it was before. So him maintaining that effort, that intention, that attitude, and look the blessings that God gave him. That same applies to your Masonic journey, your spiritual journey, your Sufi journey, whatever it is that you follow. It's your attitude. It's your attitude, ultimately, that determines whether you will succeed in your life, with your relationships, with your children, with your family, anywhere where your life takes you. It's how you react and the aspect of gratitude that God woke you up today and that you're needed for something. Now, moving on to the final factor. Now we covered intention, effort, attitude, and the fourth and final factor of the successful Mason in his journey is choosing the right lodge. This is very important. Now we see the aspect of, this is just not limited to Freemasonry alone. There are many people that I know that dealt with bad churches and they switched to a better church and they were happy for it. Now, just because they dealt with bad church, does that mean that Christianity is bad? No. You have to look at the scripture. People are going to be people sometimes. Just like how you have good and bad and the aspect of the dark and light, good and evils, having that internal struggle between all races, religions, countries, and groups of the world. Most people think it's an American problem. I've been all over the world. Human nature is usually this consistent no matter where you go. But it's about choosing the right energy and collecting with the right and interacting with the right people who match your spiritual frequency, who understand you and who don't misunderstand you. Same thing with the mosque. I know several people that dealt with mosques that weren't practicing what they're preaching. They found the right one. They were happy for it. Does that mean Islam is bad? No. You just have to find the right place that suits you. Same thing with the Masonic Lodge. People are going to be people. And its members and ranks are sometimes going to be a reflection of the society that they inhabit. In terms of somebody calling you a brother, and then they go online and post something against your race and religion, which goes against the principles of Freemasonry and about good men being better. But does that mean Freemasonry is bad? No. Does that mean you let that discourage you and make them run you out while you are the beacon of light and effort and change? I've been through that merry-go-round. I learned my lessons, and I know. That's why I'm back, stronger than ever, doing what I do best, spreading my light and love to humanity, and finding the right place which accepted me and allowed me to express myself fully. So, who won and who lost? I actually became better. It's because of my attitude and my intention and effort, just like my friend who I explained with the shop situation earlier. He could have been devastated. He could have had a tantrum, but look, he stayed consistent, he hung in there, and he has a bigger shop than before. So God does test you. Not every day is going to be a good day in your life. You weren't going to be the person who you are today if you didn't go through your trials and tribulations and heartbreaks and failures, because that's when people remember God. People don't remember God in good times. So that's ultimately the truth of all of these paths. Like Buddha says, life is suffering. You gotta go through the grinder sometimes in order to be a good human being. Like all the teachings that I have on my channel, all the videos that I put out last 2 years, my book, everything. If I didn't go through the things in my life, then I wouldn't be able to share that with you. So somebody's wisdom is basically their labor for you for free. And I'm glad that God has given me the privilege to do so. So let's say, you have the aspect of attitude, intention, effort, all that is good. But then the cornerstone to hold that foundation together, which ensures your lifelong longevity, success, and happiness on the path, no matter which path it is to make sure that you find the right lodge whose members and programs welcome you properly and make you feel welcomed. That's what it's about. And the beauty of Freemasonry is that just like how you have churches and mosques, you'll have the local lodges in your area. Try all of them out. See which one clicks with you, and there you go. You found one that's to your liking. You were able to click with the members, with the brothers, and you have a calling. You found your own specific talent, and find out what you're good at. Every Mason or every human being has their own specific quality that they're good at. I mean, I'm good at making presentations on the aspect of Masonic and spiritual education, writing books and articles, so I found my niche. So you have to find your the right lodge, intention, effort, attitude, and find what you're good at, which helps you be a contributor to the growth of not just your organization, but to the spiritual honing of its members. And when you make the people better, that's when the world gets better. So that's ultimately what it is. Look around, depend on what area you're in. There are even some places now that meet virtually, but you have to do your research properly before you do anything. So the thing is that you have to find out what's good for you, who you are, what you stand for, find the right organization for yourself, and interact with the members before you join anything. And when it clicks for you, that's when you know it's for you. I can tell you all the things that I have to tell you, but ultimately it's your heart that will determine your answer. Just like when Neo would go to the oracle, she said, "You already know what to do," and she would point to the sign behind the door that said, "Know thyself." Now you're just coming here to get good advice from me, but ultimately you already know who you are, what you stand for, what you're going to do, and how you're going to do it. She was just somebody that was just lending an ear for him to air his stuff out so he could feel lighter about the things that he was going to do. So that's basically what it is. You got to be there for each other. You got to love each other. And even in Sufism, I had a brother of mine. He was dealing with these different Sufi orders. Okay, one didn't click with him. Second didn't click with him. Third didn't click with him. But the fourth one did. But see, he didn't give up. His intention and effort and attitude were there. So the cornerstone was just finding the right place for himself in terms of the Sufi path. So he found the right one, and there you go. He's happy. He's even becoming a sheikh now. Within the next 3 years, he'll be a sheikh. So see, it's about finding the right place. So does that mean because of the first three he interacted with that Sufism is bad? Absolutely not. any path, Freemasonry, Sufism, any initiatic path, you have to look at these four things. Even if you're not on a spiritual journey, you could apply this to your job, to your family, to your relationships, to your life. That works with jobs too, right? Your intention, attitude, effort, and the right job. The one that clicks with you. It's not a hostile work environment. You like what you do. Even if there's moments of stress, you enjoy what you do. Like you have servers and waitresses, they love what they do. They have a sharp memory. They jot everything down quickly. They love what they do. Even if the pay is not good sometimes, you gotta love what you do. That's the thing. Whether you're a teacher, server, there's no shame in any profession because you're making the effort to make an honest living. And that's good enough in the eyes of God, who will bless you and provide for you and your family, because God helps those who help themselves, and you're helping yourself. Whether it's job, joining a Sufi order, becoming a successful Freemason, intention, effort, attitude, and finding the right place that honors you with the same respect that you honor them with. So those four things will help you a lot in your life. Trust me. And just know that good times, bad times come in life, come in everyone's life. Everyone has family, bills, grievances. I mean, look at people who have money. You have two of the top billionaires, without saying their name, in recent news, who had divorces in their relationships. So does that mean money is the answer? They had money to last them several lifetimes and still wouldn't run out if they stayed home for the rest of their life and did absolutely nothing. Does that mean money is the answer, or materialism is the answer? It's not. And that's what I took away from my Sufi and Masonic journey, that in this short human life that we're in together, we're here to walk each other home, love each other, respect each other, build our relationships, memories, uplift each other, honor each other's hearts, because you feel good when you do that and do those things and interact with those things. And that's ultimately what will determine your longevity and success and happiness in any path that you follow. Find that happiness within yourself. Stick to whatever you're doing. And find that internal peace within yourself. And find something that you can contribute to that helps you become a better human being, helps you become closer to God, to your family, to yourself, to the world around you, and leave this world in a better condition than you found it in. If you could do that, then you fulfilled your life's purpose. And if you woke up and watched this video, then that means you still have a purpose. Because anytime you wake up, you're still needed for something. So my love to you and yours, and thank you for always watching my videos. Much love.